Hey.
Hey, doll. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's just go like right into it.
Sure.
Welcome
Okay.
to the last podcast, everybody. We've made it.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey, I would say so myself. A lot of work has been put into this, so I really hope that we have been able to give you guys some advice or literally anything to just help you with school, your mental, physical health. But yeah, so welcome back to our podcast. As you know, we are the Phoenix Fix. I'm Megan. We got Emilio and Riley and Alicia here, as usual. But yeah, so this is going to be our last one. And basically, what we really wanted to discuss in this one was motivation on finishing out the semester. It's more focused towards college students, but we do hope while we talk about motivation in our stories, we can also help the community surrounding us with their motivational experiences. Why are you laughing?
I just want to let you know that I'm going to keep rolling, so I'm not going to cut any. This is going to be like an unedited podcast, so
Oh, this is great for content. This is real podcast material right here.
yes,
We're literally just gonna go with it today, guys.
we're going with it today.
So just stick with us because it's not. Well, it's fun, but
It's fun.
Oh,
It's
this is
we
great.
we had a lot of fun, and I hope I'm speaking for all of you guys that we never set out for this to be like a huge thing. Like we didn't want to get internet famous or anything. I didn't want Miss Juicy Baby to come on the podcast. And if y'all don't know who she is, I'm gonna insert up here.
Rotten mango? Evidently, you don't know what a mango is because it ain't nothing rotten about Miss Juicy, baby.
But
gonna do it anyways.
she was too expensive to have come on the podcast. I really tried, but my financial advisor said no. But it's been a process, and we just hope that I know that I learned a lot of things, especially with the first and second episodes. They were just really packed with information that's overall really good to have.
Yeah, and honestly, too, I mean, obviously, as you guys are watching this one, you're definitely seeing that this one isn't as serious and straightforward as the last ones. Obviously, motivation is a very important thing that you should take seriously, but it's also important to have fun while you're finishing like your first semester or whatever semester, honestly, you're doing. Whatever, like just kind of have fun with it. Like a lot of things happen right now. You get super stressed, but it's important that you still do things in your life that are still fun and that you're not constantly doing your homework and studying, that you can just do whatever you want. Yeah.
I also hope too, from everyone watching this, that although we look like experts and we look super composed and everything, we are not experts. And a lot of this stuff we were learning as we went to. Like, we were learning this stuff right along with you guys, and it's been very educational for us too.
For sure.
Yeah, seriously. It's been something. It's definitely been a way to open each and one of our eyes up about a certain topic, no matter what it may be. It could be like the smallest thing, but I mean, we also, I feel like doing this, obviously we didn't know each other before this for the most part. And like obviously we started to like learn about each other, but like as we were recording the podcast, we like found out more about each individual person that you would have never known if we didn't have these podcasts. And it was like a really cool way to connect with everybody. And it was just a really cool experience for us to understand each other's lives and how we all got to where we are right now and all of that. So it's been cool. I mean, you've met a lot of people, whether they were helping us with advice or whether they're you guys. But seriously, I mean, it's been pretty cool, I would say. I know I said cool like 5 times right there.
And like you also said like
Thank you, Emilio.
Yes.
But I just would like to say also that it was a good way during the pandemic to have like interaction. A lot of colleges and universities and even high school and middle school right now are still doing virtual education, which for some is fine, but for some it also lacks the interaction needed. I when I envisioned college, I envisioned being able to be with a group of peers, because that's how my education was from K through 12. And it's been a really big change, but it's really shown that through technology, you're still able to have some sort of like experience and connection with others. And so if my one, if I were to give a piece of advice to anybody watching, and if you crave that interaction with others, but you're doing virtual education, feel free to reach out to people. In our university, we use Canvas, and you're able to comment and reach out to other students. Reach out to them. And I'm sure that it'll give you some sort of experience that you were craving, even though we have the virtual education.
Yeah, you have control over that than you think.
Yes.
So we're going to discuss what we'll discuss. That's our next segment, titled by the one and only Megan here, or Alicia. Who did this one?
I did the titling.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't. Nice. Cool.
So who wants to kick us off on this segment? I think
I say Alicia or Riley.
Alicia Riley.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. Hang on, I gotta bring this up because I was totally prepared for this. Okay.
Definitely.
Discussing what we'll discuss. Okay, yes. So, like we said at the beginning, we really had this podcast geared towards college students because we ourselves are college students. But, I mean, if you're in high school or if you're a professor at college or just a teacher in general, like, everyone needs motivation at some point or another. Daily motivation, actually. That Motivation Daily, fun fact, was a working title for this project before we became the Phoenix. So if that says anything, yes, motivation on the daily.
Was that anybody's here?
For
Mine,
what?
I believe.
Oh.
If I remember right, I think that was my prompt from the first semester.
Nice.
Very cool.
So this project is based off of that. Wow, look at this. I didn't even know that.
Cool.
Round of applause for Riley.
Oh, thank you.
See what I mean? We totally learn things about each other. Like this.
You guys have the garden one? Because I really like that one, like the whole planting thing.
The garden one was a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one, and I feel like if you guys don't know what we're talking about, this class was a 2-semester class. So the first semester we were coming up with project ideas, and then the second semester we were actually following through and creating and bringing to life those ideas. So each person in the class got to create an idea or a project, and this one we ended up combining 2 projects, one that focused on motivation and then the other one that focused on
fitness and stuff.
fitness.
So,
Yeah.
So we literally combined them and added a few extra things, and now we're here. So
And here we are.
But now, like Alicia was saying, this is the end of our semester right now, and not only in college, but this is also the end of high school semesters, and moving on to high schoolers are moving on towards their next year, or they're moving on to
graduating.
waiting. So it's important to keep going, and we're so close, but some people they start to slack off. I know for me, when I was getting close to the end of any year, it's like, oh, I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to do anything, because you're so, especially in college, like right now, I'm just exhausted, and mentally, physically, everything is just exhausted. But it's just important to move on and push forward, because you're so close. Like the finish line is right there. I think we have like a month, or like for us, is it a month left?
Like 2 weeks, I think. Getting close.
Well, all of the assignments and stuff, I believe, are due on the 9th, and then finals start the 10th and go through to the 14th.
Right.
And then
so
we're done.
I don't have exams, so that's why mine ends a little earlier.
Okay, good for you, Riley.
We have
No, guys, come on. I have to write 5 essays. That's basically the same thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to do those too.
Yeah.
But regarding that, just keep pushing forward. If we can do it, you can do it too. Trust me. It's
Absolutely.
like it's
Right.
it's so hard, but yet so easy and so close. That-
Don't use the fact that there's a few weeks left to say, I want it to be done already and I'll just give up now. Use it to be like, I'm so close, push on that little extra bit, put more effort into it because it's close, not less.
Right.
So, what are some of the things you guys do like during during the end of like for say a semester, or it could also tie into like, the end of a work shift where you're like, you know, huh?
How many likes did you just say right there?
Oh, like,
Quite a few.
what do you want me to say then?
No, it's okay. I was just making fun of you because you were making fun of me for saying like.
Good one. You guys do when
Can
you
we wait?
start-
Can I pause you quick?
My God. You won't let me
Dude,
finish the sentence.
no, this would be great. We should have like a little like counter, and like you count how many times we say like, and it's like just in the
But
thing.
you broke the scale.
So did you. You helped me break it.
We would have broke the scale together.
Yeah.
It would be the first scale I broke, but anyway.
Oh my
Um,
god.
what do you guys do to motivate yourselves? Like, especially during these times when we're so close to a goal. Like, what is your motivational techniques?
Okay,
Really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm excited for this. I want to start this off.
All right.
I'll go last.
We'll just make the loop around. Okay, so I brought this up a couple of times when we were discussing this podcast, and I'm going to bring it up again because I like it. So last semester, for one of my classes, we had to watch this TED Talk on YouTube, and I think it was called Fight the Instant Gratification Monkey, which is a lot of words, but it was the TED Talk was actually really funny, and it was just talking about how, like, you get in this mindset where do I want to do the thing that will make me happy now, or do I want to do the thing that will make me happy in the long run? And so I watched that, and I actually like got something out of it. And so I started doing this thing where for any class, because I was no offense to anyone, but I was really surprised I actually got something out of the class and the video we had to watch. So I started doing this thing where I kept this stack of Post-it notes on my desk next to my computer. And anytime I was in a class and like heard this like inspirational quote or this motivational thing, I'd write it on the sticky note and then I'd put it on the wall behind my laptop. So anytime I was working on school and I would like start to get bored or something, I would like look up and I'd have this like whole wall of inspirational Post-it notes and stuff. And it was all stuff from the classes I was taking. So I'd be like, hey, I'm getting something out of it. This is what I've learned so far. This is stuff that's actually helping me. And it just was like, I can get something out of it. And I'm still getting stuff out of it. And I still have those Post-it notes up. And I really like that.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, actually. I mean, what makes it really, like I don't know if like you'd say inspiring or just like really helpful and beneficial is the fact that, I mean, you write it down and it's like there, like it's gonna be there until you physically take it down. So if like you're having a bad day and you're just like chilling at your desk and then you just kind of like look up and you just see like a little piece of like motivation or a little inspiring quote, like it could definitely change something for you. That's like movie type stuff.
One thing similar to that was, you always see these, like, I think there've been like, couples give each other gifts, and I've seen some couples like give their like significant other like a box or like a little like glass jar, and it's full of like notes, and each day they could pick one. Like that to me, it's always been like, wow, that truthfully, it's a sweet gesture and anything, but like it's good for motivation and for self-esteem to always be told like, you're doing great, or you look good today, or just some of your renewed qualities. Just as a reminder. I feel like that reminds me of that TED Talk. It's like if you are reminded of something that that you're great and that you're doing good, and any motivational thing, it's gonna push you to do better and to be happier. So that's something that reminded me of that TED Talk.
Yeah. And like just like that too, like getting complimented on something, whether it's like your work ethic or how proud somebody is of you and whatnot, like that tiny little like gesture can like turn your whole day better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for me personally, like my mom she always tells me how proud she is of me and everything, but like I get really stressed with school and I never feel like I'm doing enough. And then she'll like tell me like I'm like really proud of you, like you're doing really good. And then it like completely like changes how I view everything. And yeah, so totally.
Riley, how about you? Do you have any tips for motivation?
Really, I guess mine can backfire really easily. When I get close to the end of the year, or like you said, the end of a work shift, all I like to do is think about what I'll do as soon as I'm done. And you kind of go through that last hour of work or like this last month of school thinking like, oh, it's gonna be so cool in the summer. You can hang out with your friends. I mean, for most of us, we'll have to ramp up working and stuff like that. But it's stuff like that you gotta think about. I just like to think about the fun because it makes me be like, I don't know how to say it, but you're so close to the end, and if you're thinking about what you're going to do rather than how long you have until you can do it, it kind of like,
Are you saying, yeah, like, are you saying something along the lines of like the sooner you get it done, like the quicker you get to do that thing that you're hoping for?
kinda,
Type
yeah,
thing? Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is a good way of putting it. Yes.
That's
Like
exactly how. Go ahead. No, Alicia, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, thinking about the activity instead of the time left until the activity.
Right. That
Exactly.
is, yes, that's right.
And that's what I was gonna say is that is also mine. I've always been like that. It's especially when it comes to school in that last month. It's like I look forward to the like aftermath, the reward. When you're doing something, I always look for the reward, whether it be in the last month of school, the reward is summer, and it's being able to take a little break. And for work, the reward is being able to go home and like finish after like an 8 hour or a 6 hour shift. So I've always been that type of person who reminds myself of the rewards. And that doesn't work for everyone. I know some people um for that like strategy is not, it just doesn't work in terms of motivation. But if it does work for you, I definitely recommend that you just look forward to the reward. And I'm sure there's a name for that, that strategy. We will
Right.
search it up, but definitely a good strategy for me and for Riley apparently.
Um, yeah, honestly though, I feel like I can actually really relate with that one. I like to just like not do school. Like I'll do it, but when I do something, I'll work on it for like, let's say I'm doing one class and I've spent 3 hours or so on it. And then after that, like I completely have enough time to start another class, but I tell myself, I'm like, oh, I already did homework today. We're good. And then I like totally slack it off. And then I really screw myself over. And then when it comes to like that end of semester thing, I definitely do that where I'm more like, hey, like I want to like be done, like actually be done. And for me, I kind of lay out a schedule in a way. I kind of map everything out and when I want to do it and what time I want to get it done. That way it's like I have it mapped out and I know what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. And for me, it's just like it works better because a lot of my classes are the asynchronous ones where it's like do it at your own pace, just get it done at this day. So for me, it's like, oh, like I have time, like I have a full week to do that. And then it's like Thursday and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not. And then, yeah. So recently, I've just been really mapping out everything and trying to get it all done at a perfect time to still allow time for work, hanging out with friends, and then when it comes to exams and all of that. So I don't know if that was helpful, like at all.
No, yeah,
Okay, cool.
organization is definitely a good way to combat procrastination. Um,
Mhm.
I am a huge procrastinator. There's some classes this semester where I have literally procrastinated them to the fullest, like to the highest extent. But I think, like Megan said, if you organize yourself and you make that calendar or a schedule, it definitely is a good way to combat procrastination. I have never done that. I'm waiting for the day that I will be not a procrastinator anymore. I don't know when that day will come. Hopefully soon. But
Wait. So you're procrastinating on stopping procrastinating.
yes, I'm
Got it.
actually procrastinating that too.
Okay.
So to finish this segment off, um, a big part of motivation for some people is or a big, a factor in motivation is failure. Some people are not motivated because of their past failures. And, a quote I like to, one of my favorite quotes for motivation was said by former President Obama. And it's, you can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. So that's a really huge thing in terms for me when I'm lacking motivation. I like to look back at the past a lot in terms of, anything I've done. And sometimes that brings my motivation down. But, the thing you can never change what happened in the past. So it's always good to, use those to learn and to better yourself going forward. So that's a little thing I wanted to say. Thoughts, comments, concerns on that.
I think that's good.
No, yeah, I definitely think that quote is very inspirational and motivational, especially coming from such a like astounding like person, um I definitely see that for sure too. I think a lot of people get caught with their failures and think that if they fail, like it's the end. And then I don't okay, sorry, like on topic, but like not. But in high school, did anybody ever just like constantly put it in your mind where they would just be like, if you fail, try again? Did anybody else ever get that? Because every teacher at my school said that to me, like over and over again.
Maybe? I don't know.
And they would just try
Right, my
twice.
school really lacked that, and nothing against my school. It was a great school and a great experience, but that
Again?
Every week.
I thought we went through this.
Dude,
Right.
I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb, and it still went off.
Because it's an alarm.
I'm heated. I thought that worked.
No, not for alarms. Alarms are meant to wake you up.
Ah, my bad.
Okay, anyways. Um, thanks for that, Riley.
Of course.
Again.
Again. Where were we on? Oh yeah.
Your
So
school.
my school, just my experience, maybe people that went to my high school or saw it differently, but in my experience, the teachers really lacked that motivational part. Some teachers did, some teachers didn't. From what I remember, it was more. I never felt motivated in high school by my teachers, and I never had a teacher that was like. Well, I had a few teachers that were inspirational, but I never had teachers that were motivational. So inspirational and motivational to me are two different things. Like you
Right.
can have a teacher inspire you to be your best, but it's a different thing for a teacher to motivate you and push you to work harder. So, I wish my high school would have had more of that. But in my experience, it didn't. I think that was related to
Yeah, the if you fail, try again.
yeah.
That thing. But yeah, no. I mean it's good that you still had like the inspirational figures for sure.
Yeah,
You went to a bigger school, I would assume.
I did. I think
Okay,
you.
I feel like it's harder for bigger schools to put that message out there because there's so many students that they have to target and get to for it to like really work. And for us, it's a small school. I mean, my class is like 90 people, so Like, and my literal school is just a square, and it's a hallway that looks like an H, and that's like what it is pretty much. So it was like a small little learning environment. You'd walk past the same motivational things. We had like this group, and it was called like Be the Change, and they would do like a motivational quote on like the whiteboards, like a different one every day, and then they would do like these certain activities every week. And we had this thing called like Challenge Day, and it's like an actual like association, and they go to a whole bunch of schools, and they come to your school, and they put you in a group, and it's like people that you're not friends with, like they don't put you with your friends. So it's like people you don't talk to, and then like a teacher, and then like a parent or something like that. I mean, it could be different students too. And like you're in this group, and you're like here to like talk about your problems and like learn something about somebody that you did not know. And then it's like really cool because it like inspires you. Like you learn all this stuff that you genuinely wouldn't know because you never talked to these people. So I was really fortunate to have a lot of things like that during my school like years and everything. But yeah.
Well, that's good. And everybody's experience, like you said, smaller schools it's easier to motivate a smaller
Right.
class rather than, a school with, 1,000+ kids where it's going to be more difficult
Yeah.
to reach out to everybody. I know my middle school experience, it was a little bit smaller than the high school I went to, but that's where I had, a lot of the teachers focus on motivation, especially that last year going into high school.
Mhm.
Shout out to Miss Rogler. If anybody who's watching happens to know who she is, she was really my science teacher for 8th grade, and just the stuff and the conversations we would have, and the way she taught, and the way she gave me hope and inspiration in terms of my education. Really, I'm never gonna forget that. And I have a huge belief that teachers are just, without teachers we wouldn't have a future. Teachers are crucial for our generation, the coming generations, to learn and to get the techniques they need to run the country in the future. So I don't know where I'm going with this, but teachers are important. I really value a lot of the teachers that I've had, and that's all I have to say on that. I lost my train of thought. I had this inspirational thing on teachers, and it's like gone now. Teachers are the best. Take care of your teachers.
True.
Yes.
That goes doubly for me because my teacher was my mom. So
Especially if they're
Yes.
your mom.
so I gotta take care of her anyway. Hi mom.
So that was that on our personal stories on motivation. So now we get to announce a raffle winner from our second podcast. I think maybe Alicia, you can do the honors.
Sure. And the winner is
All right, and then
Congrats.
yeah. All right,
No.
congratulations to the winner of the raffle. Make sure to DM us on our Instagram, which is at the Phoenix Fix, I believe, right?
Yeah, and if you're not following it, you're fake.
Oh no.
Should be in the bio too.
Or if you're not subscribed and you're watching this right now, please subscribe. So make sure to DM us to get your, what is it, $20 gift card, right? Yes.
Yeah, to your restaurant of choice.
To your restaurant of choice.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next segment, which we're missing a big part of the next segment. We're missing the whole.
We are hoping our professor can come on and kind of discuss some things with us and with you guys about the project that you have been a part of now and that you've seen us put together along with our other peers. And we were going to ask some questions and just, again, discuss the class and why we're here. But hopefully we can get a video from her to put in here. And if we can't, I totally just echoed because I could see it on Emilio's face or something. But we're going to try to definitely get her on here. But yeah, so.
Hi, I'm Melissa Olson Petrie. I'm the instructor for ComSci 1.6, and our section has been subtitled Create to Learn, and I would change that to Create Media to Learn, because that's primarily what we do. We work on media projects to provide service to the university community and beyond. In the spring semester, it's a large service project, capstone project. And I was mentioning this class to a friend of mine recently, and she said, oh, in college, I hated group projects. And she said, why do we even do them? And I said to her, well, she's an AutoCAD operator, which means, she works for a company that does countertops in rock, different kinds of rock. And I said, well, imagine, you do AutoCAD, you put all the information in the computer, but before you has to be the salesperson who meets with the customer. Then the expert has to go out and do the measuring, and the measuring has to be communicated to you. And then you do the AutoCAD, get it all in the computer to be communicated to the people in the shop who do the cutting of and polishing of the countertop, and then from there goes the installation. So it's not like you're part of a project, you're part of a team, right? And that is very much what the workforce is like, right? When do you ever work truly alone in the workplace? And so all these projects, group projects you do in education, have a direct potential connection to you as a potential employee and worker in your future life, or in your current life if you're working, as a matter of fact. Which goes to say that in this crazy year that we've been in, I think that every time you put constraints on a project or an undertaking or an endeavor, it requires creative solutions. And so this year has had a lot of constraints for us, right? But the result is that we found a lot of creative solutions. We found creative solutions in our knowledge and use of technology. We've had creative solutions in communication. You name the creative solutions that we've had to find. And one of the successes or failures of a lot of group projects has to do with that communication. And so we're finding new ways to communicate. And I think that a lot of the reason why people would say I don't like group projects is because a lot of it would come back to communication. People have expectations and ideas, but they don't get communicated clearly, or they don't even realize that, oh yeah, I should, tell somebody or should ask somebody. So in any case, that's kind of a bit about that. But another thing you all asked me to touch on was the website. The work that our group project is doing, in addition to the YouTube channel and the Instagram and Twitter feeds that you've been working on, the videos and podcasts. Actually, podcast is kind of a funny name for them. It's like they're videos, right? Video podcasts. I think we need a new name for that. But in any case, they'll be put on a website, and I'm going to see if I can broadcast my screen to kind of show you this website where it's going to go. So here's the Cause and Effect website. Cause is the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, and here it shows up as a .org. It's not the university's official website, but it is a website that is set up and maintained by the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences through UW Green Bay. And in the coming weeks, they're going to turn this website over to student projects, including the projects that are being done by the first year seminars. So our project will have a page just like everybody else's, all the other first year seminars at Green Bay this year will have a page. to showcase their work, whether it's sending care packages off, or in our case, the podcasts and video links will provide those. So that's where it's headed. But as you can see, throughout the semester, they have weekly podcasts that come up here. They have links to video presentations on campus. They have blog posts that from different faculty members about ongoing topics that they're interested in. So in fact, this is, anybody who's faculty and students in the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences might find content of interest here. So that's where we're headed. This coming week we'll be doing that. And then one thing I would say about motivation is, first of all, be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. With that said, set goals for yourself, or this week I would like to accomplish, or today I would like to accomplish. And keep track. Did you make it? Did you not? And if you did, celebrate that. If you did part of it, celebrate that. But again, push yourself to go beyond. For example, some of our podcasts are about workouts. Okay, so some days that you'll be able to get your workout in, and it'll be a great day maybe, and you'll feel better. Other days you won't be able to get your workout in. Something happens at home, or something happens at work, and you can't do it. And the thing is to be, realize that, okay, I missed my goal, but there's tomorrow, or there's later, okay? And so I can redo it. It's just not to be too hard on yourself. I mean, throughout this whole pandemic situation, and as far as being a teacher, there's a few things that I've definitely realized have made a difference. And I've seen this especially through my own kids. I have 2 kids at home at various levels of education doing online school. And so I see that they do best in the classes where the teachers provide feedback quickly, in other words, grading assignments quickly, and also have really understandable portals like in Canvas. And so I've tried to do that for my students. It's like I see what works for my kids, and so I try to provide that for my students. Right. Bottom line for motivation is realize that when you have limits, creative solutions come out of those limits. And so the limits we've been under are not necessarily all totally bad. There's things we've been able to do that we never would have been able to do, things that we've been able to accomplish. And we should celebrate those and move on with those. And getting back to the whole group project thing, connection to work, these skills that you're learning right now, I see as having great benefit as you get into the workforce. You're able to monitor and motivate yourself to get your work done. You're able to handle a schedule. You're probably better at technology and communications than you were months ago, a year ago at this time. You have all of these skills you're developing. I think that employers are going to be really grateful for when you get into the workforce. Even if you're an entrepreneur and you're your own boss, these are things that can help you and your project and your business succeed and your education succeed. So I'll leave it there. Don't want to take up too much time, but thanks for including me. Bye-bye.
All right, and thank you to Professor Olson Petrie for that video. She's been such a huge help with this project. Like Emilio said earlier, this is spanning 2 semesters, so she was really helpful in the brainstorming process, and now she's doing a lot of hard work to make sure these projects get done in time. So she deserves a lot of credit for the success of our projects. Next, we're going to move in and look back at some of our favorite bits from our last 2 podcast episodes. You'll see some highlights regarding some mental health and physical health and things like that.
Information.
Thank you for having me. And if anyone wants to reach out, our website is mhasheboygan.org. Our phone number is 920-458-3951. And then we've got, Facebook and Instagram and all those things too. So feel free to check us out, reach out to us, get lost in our website a little bit with all the different cool stuff we have on there. There's a lot of different resources and support, and we do have kind of a back to school area that is focused on students, and there is a college mental health area on there. Our national office does a really great job with campus mental health, so there's a bunch of different supports for college students as well. So yeah, feel free to check us out. Reach out if you need us. People can reach out directly to me too if they want to. My email address is Trisha, TRISHA @mhasheboygan.org, and I'm happy to point people in the right direction or answer questions or whatever it might be. So I'm just so grateful that I got the opportunity to come on and talk about mental health today, and I'm so grateful that you invited me on for this little conversation. So
the County Marsh Park there provides a tower for hiking or some trails to walk on, frisbee golf if you're into anything like that, or just like a nice place to sit down and watch the sun.
It's a good place to go watch the sunrise and watch the moon, come up. It comes up that way as well. Just when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like I just need to clear my head, I go and park my car in a little parking lot at 5:30 or 6 a.m. and whenever the sun may rise, and just watching the sunrise from there and the beautiful lake. It's another thing. It's another experience. It always catches my breath. It reminds me how small we are and how much bigger things are than us. That's a great place I like to go to clear my mind. Place in Sheboygan County that I like to go to is the Cola Andre State Park. I know the sand dunes there and the trails and the pines have always I've been able to go there to clear my head. I like to do this at least twice a month, where I go there and I don't bring any cellular devices. I leave everything at the door of my car and I just walk and I just smell the fresh air and the nature. I know those sand dunes it's crazy for a big guy like me to walk up those things, let me tell you. But as you can see in the videos, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's almost like, why is this here in Sheboygan? Why it doesn't fit?
Yeah, you don't feel like you're even there. And that's actually a place that I have also been to, and I have a few pictures that I would love to also put on here for you guys just to kind of take a look at. But Amelia was definitely right. I mean, you go there and it's like you feel like you should be in some tropical island or something, walking down to the ocean and not Lake Michigan. But
do we need to wrap up anything? Or was
so a closing thought that I would probably want to put in here is just that mental health and physical health do really go hand in hand, as we've explained throughout this podcast before. Whether it's working out, it helps with your stress, it helps with your anxiety, you start to feel better about yourself, and even eating better. It's good for your mental health as well. Believe it or not, there's a whole bunch of scientific facts on it. I've learned them before. Don't have them memorized, but it's there. But anyways, yeah. Again, and a super important thing that I wanted to say again was just that you should really be working out for yourself, or eating healthier for yourself, and as much as you can, just try not to let other people get to you based off of how you think they feel about you, or if they're judging you, because at the end of the day, they don't have a say in your life at whatever you're doing. This is your life, your body, do what you want for yourself, not for anybody else. But yeah.
That kind of setting new records, or that personal growth, felt really good. Is there anything more you want to go into that? How did it feel when you realized I've grown from where I've started,
Well, wasn't really trying to get to that point when I first started, because I was I like biking. So I'm I just want to bike. And that's the main thing too, is I always thought it was I gotta lift weights, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta run on the treadmill. So don't think you have to do the really bad workouts that you absolutely hate to get healthy, because I liked biking, and so I biked, and I started those short distances, and then I kept going and just a little bit farther, and then I was hey, what if I tried biking here instead of just here? And then I found out I could make it. And it was such a confidence boost. And again, always coming back to the mental health, like to realize that if I did push myself farther, that I would be able to do it and keep doing it. And just my mental, I was so positive, and again, the stress relief, and it was felt really good, and it made me want to try other things besides just biking, like rollerblading, running, walking, and slowly I got to the gym workouts that I didn't like, and I found once I was able to do them, I found I enjoyed them more than I thought I would have.
Well, that's good though. That's really good. I mean, I know for me, obviously. So yeah.
Those were some of the highlights from our previous 2 podcasts. We hope you enjoy them. We hope you, like Megan, found them really funny and lovely and inspiring. And we hope you took away a lot of what was said from us and from our guest speakers. So now our project is finally coming to an end. Any closing thoughts, Miss Megan Howe?
Well, yeah. I mean, anyways, okay. Here we go.
I'm not making any of this, so
that's totally fine. That's okay. So yeah, actually, I mean, I thought this project was, at first I thought it was going to be just a lot of like busy work, and it wasn't necessarily going to be fun, or that I wasn't going to get connected into it. I think we talked about this before in one of our previous podcasts, but I mean, it's cool to become a part of something that you actually do become passionate about. For me personally, I was happy that I was able to hear like your guys' stories or other stories through mental health and Mental Health America and whatnot. I mean, it was a cool way to like open up to people that you don't necessarily know and learn stuff about other people that you can actually like connect to yourself and relate to, and maybe even help you about it. And again, that was like the whole goal, is to help you guys out there and everything. And I'm just, thank you, and I hope it did help you. But yeah.
Yes, I will second that. I think I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes that we did. Mental health, I was glad to be able to talk with Mental Health America and Trisha. I really appreciate her coming on, and it was important to discuss some of those things, because mental health is really outside of health class and outside of people who don't want to talk about their issues with counselors or friends or teachers, it really doesn't get talked about. So it was important to showcase that, and I'm glad that our project revolved heavily on that. The physical health podcast too, I really enjoyed learning about other people's experiences with working out and staying fit, and I think there's a lot that anybody can take away from those 2 podcasts. I want to thank Mental Health America for all the work they do in their community. I want to thank the other members of this project, from the design team to the social media team to our teacher Melissa Olson Petrie, for just having such a welcoming environment, and everybody worked their butts off to get to the end. So anything else, Riley, Alicia, what did you guys like about the podcast, and do you have any thanks?
Yeah, you guys really covered it all pretty well. I know I mentioned earlier that this idea was kind of mine during the brainstorming session, but really I think it's grown so much better than I could have imagined. Your guys' input and your ideas has really helped make this the success that it is, and I think I'm just happy that it's turning out so great. So thanks to you guys especially, and thanks to everyone else in our class, like you said before.
Yeah, for sure. I kind of want to add on that too. I mean, it's not really like being thankful for, but I mean, it was kind of cool to be able to actually like have this project. And obviously for like this whole year, everything's been online because of COVID and everything. And for everything else, I never really met another student at our school. I met one student because she was in my math class, and we're friends now, but she's the only person I met that like I actually kind of like enjoyed talking to. So sorry if you're watching this, and sorry, but yeah, no, I mean it was like really cool to talk to you guys in particular, like each week, and actually have like people that I know at the school and be like, oh yeah, my peer. Not that I call you guys that, I just say like friend. Nobody says peers.
Yeah.
Okay, this is besides the point. But yeah, I just thought it was super cool to be able to talk to you guys and just have some interaction with somebody that goes to my school.
Yeah, the experience of a normal college life really came out in this project, because if it wasn't for this class, I personally wouldn't have had any classes where we're supposed to interact with students through FaceCam. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the project. Alicia, you are last. Any final comments, words, suggestions?
You're closing this off forever. Better make it good.
I am so honored and humbled and terrified at that thought. Yeah, I mean, again, y'all stated it so well, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, thanks to everybody who's worked on this project. Like, I guess for me, it would be a special shout out to like all the people behind the scenes, like in the design team and the fitness team, because like our team was like the face of it. Like, we've always had our faces shown and mentioned and everything, and Isabel as head of the design team and Tyler and Noah as head of the fitness team, they're known, but there are so many people than just us and just them that were working on it in each team, and they were such a big part of why this was able to get off the ground in the first place. So like, even if we don't know all their names.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you.
Thank you to everyone who has worked on this project, whether your name was said or not. We still really appreciate you, and we're so grateful for all the work that you did. And that's my
Yeah, absolutely.
And oh yeah, and sorry, Riley, that at the start of the semester I really hated this project, and I did not want to do it at all.
I remember that. I remember that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
During the discussions, like when we were trying to figure out what project to choose, Alicia was like not for this project at all.
Oh my god, I remember. Yeah, you're right.
Right? You like the fitness one. That's the one you wanted to do.
No, I don't think it was the fitness one. I think what I really didn't like was the fact that like no matter what project we mentioned, it had some kind of COVID theme to it. And I'm like, yeah. I'm at the point where I'm so sick of COVID, I don't even want to mention it or bring it up or anything. And I'm like, if we're going to do a podcast or health or something, don't even like bring COVID up. A lot of people want to make COVID the focus.
Not to rain on your parade, Alicia, but we have kind of sticked away from COVID. But since this is our last podcast, I think it's important to, in my opinion, applaud how much our community and how much our school in particular has really taken COVID serious. And as a human being and as somebody who could contract COVID, the seriousness that the university has taken has been, I think, really good. They've taken really good steps in terms of the online education and in terms of limiting, in-person activities, and even offering up their school to get COVID testing and vaccines.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they just said that now you can get vaccines, which is super cool actually.
So I want to thank the university. I think that's, I have a lot of pride, and I think that it's really good for our community what the university has done. So thank you to them, whoever
yes,
they may be.
I agree with that. Yes.
Absolutely.
To the chancellor, right? Would that be who that would be?
Oh, yeah, I'm Chancellor. I don't know what your name is. I do apologize, but he or she is amazing. So thank you for taking this serious. And Megan disappeared.
Hello, everyone.
I think Megan should sign us off for the very last time.
Okay.
leader of this podcast.
While I do that, I do have a letter from the vice chancellor, and that's Jennifer Jones. So thanks to you and to whoever is the main chancellor.
And the main chancellor.
Yeah.
Round of
Shout out
applause.
to you.
Yes. Thank you for everything you have done. I did get an 18. It's right here. I found it, by the way. Okay. Anyways.
All right, Megan, sign us off.
Oh,
Sad things.
Okay.
Try not to cry.
Anyways, you guys, yeah, seriously though, thank you very much for kind of just following us on this journey. Again, sorry if it wasn't perfect. We tried to do everything we could to have good content put out there during this time. We really wish we could have filmed in person so we wouldn't have to deal with all the technical difficulties of Alicia and that we I have to bring Huber in from the past podcast. It's the final goodbye. It's only right.
That's fair. Fine.
But yeah, I just really, again, I just hope you guys picked something up from this or it inspired you in any way. And I think I can speak for all of us in saying that we're really proud of the work that we put into this. And yeah.
Thank you to everybody. We really appreciate it. That was it for our Phoenix Fix journey. It's now stuck in the YouTube archives forever.
Archives?
Archives.
Archives.
Archives? Did I say archives? That's my I blame the Mexican accent. That's what it is. The archives.
Yes.
Archives. Now it's stuck in the YouTube archives and it will never be touched ever again. But it will be there for anybody who happens to stumble across it.
But check out the bloopers.
Yes, that will be the
Those
last
are there.
video we post.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, check out the previous two podcasts. I mean,
I
would
don't know
figure
why you'd be at this one.
maybe people just skip to the last one. You never know.
True.
Alrighty.
And check out the workout videos.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You might. Never mind. Don't listen. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Okay.
Cut that off, too. We should do like the corny exit where we put our fingers in the camera like this. Oh, it doesn't even work with the... It doesn't even work. Aw. Sad. That is funny. All right. We all say goodbye now.
Yeah, for like the 8,000th time. This is the final one.
The final goodbye.
Should we do like 1, 2, 3? Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
This is all staying in.
Seriously, we're leaving now.
We're leaving. Adios. Bye.
Bye.
You don't want to be here anymore.
Who doesn't?
Megan.
Are you okay?
This is so sad.
I